A lot of North Austin neighborhoods have really interesting story and histories. Each has specific details to help differentiate one from the other, of course. And today I'm going to share with you the cost of living in the North Loop neighborhood. Hey guys, this is Daphne Quay, your boss lady realtor here in Austin, Texas. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to learn everything about living, working, eating, breathing, sleeping, and playing in the ATX, make sure to click that subscribe button and click on the notification button so you get notified every time we have a new video. We get calls, texts, emails every day from folks just like you who are thinking about relocating, and I super love it. If you're thinking about relocating anywhere in the Austin metro or Central Texas, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, Instagram, DM, whatever works for you. If you want to move to Austin, I've got you. Today we're gonna talk about the cost of living in the North Loop neighborhood. Ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. North Loop is a quaint little pocket. It is filled with many modest single-family homes that started in the suburban boom following shortly after World War II. I've heard from a couple different sources that these houses were primarily built to house soldiers. So a lot of them are really little, and for the most part, they were definitely not intended to be luxury housing at any point. They were very basic, a lot of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom homes with one little bathroom. Recently, because Austin is booming, we've seen a lot of these tiny little kind of like matchstick homes completely rebuilt and totally remodeled, and a lot of them are very modern looking inside and really just cool now. It's been interesting to see the change from these little itty bitty homes to more higher end, to try, I guess, transition to a more higher end neighborhood. North Loop is super funky. It's very pedestrian friendly, and it's stretched out on North Loop Boulevard, and it's super colorful. There's lots of vintage boutiques. There's actually a record store there and bookstores. It's also got several really casual restaurants. It's got a couple fancy bars, and then there is also a 24/7 coffee shop. It's bordered by 35 on the east side, and it goes up to 290, which goes east and west. So if you're considering living in the North Loop neighborhood, you're probably wondering what the home prices are, or maybe you've been looking online. Generally, we see home prices kind of in a tight range, anywhere from the low 400s up until like the mid 600s. That's pretty standard. Like I've mentioned in other videos before, property taxes in Texas are some of the highest in the country. The property tax rate in North Loop is about 2.2% of the tax assessed value. If you buy a home that's about $440,000, the property taxes on it should be roughly $9,000 a year, kind of depending on what it is tax assessed at. If that doesn't make sense to you, or you don't know what that is, send me a message or leave me a comment and I'll explain it to you. Another cool thing that we have here in Texas that I think other parts of the country do not is we have really affordable gas, mostly because we are so close to oil. Dallas and Houston produce a lot of oil. And right now with Corona, tax prices, of course, have gone down, I think, everywhere in the country. Today I saw gas somewhere for $1.75, $1.79, and that was in the middle of the city. The other day I went out a little bit further and gas was $1.53 a gallon. So, and I think this is true really for any part of Austin, not necessarily the North Loop area. A lot of the folks that I particularly work with that are relocating to Austin come from California, and a lot of Californians tell me that the utilities or the electric prices there are really, really high. Austin has some pretty reasonably priced electricity. I recently looked it up because I wanted to know exact numbers, and I found the following. The average residential electricity rate in Austin is 10.44 cents per kilowatt average, which is 12.12% less than the national average of 11.88 cents per kilowatt hours. So overall, it's pretty reasonably priced. Of course, your utility bill is gonna vary a lot on the age of the home, the size, time of year, obviously. But really, it's not super outrageous. I feel like it's pretty fairly priced overall. North Loop is really close to several types of different grocery stores. There's H-E-B, which is the main grocery store in Central Texas. They have really fresh produce, quality produce, decent prices, like good prices, really competitive prices on pretty much everything. Then you have the more like organic routes. There's Central Market, which is really close to North Loop as well. It's similar to Whole Foods, but it's a local Austin, it's actually a Texas company. That's gonna be a little bit more expensive. And then of course, Whole Foods is headquartered here in Austin as well. Depending on where you go, you'll see different pricing, of course. I have a friend who has a family of 5, and she shops primarily at HEB, and she said it is about $200 per week to feed her family. So if you have a house with a yard in North Loop, you're probably going to need to maintain the yard. And if you don't want to get out there and mow the lawn yourself, which I totally get, I don't do that either, you can hire somebody to do it at a very reasonable rate. If you have a spacious yard, let's use a 1/4 acre as an example, it should be about $50 every other week to have somebody come out and mow your yard. I hope this video helped answer some of your questions and gave you a better idea of the cost of living in North Loop. Like I mentioned, I'm a local realtor here in Austin, Texas, and I do tons of videos similar to this one, along with more information about this wonderful, quirky little city of Austin, Texas. If you're even thinking about moving to the Austin area, make sure to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, send me an Instagram DM, like whatever works. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn everything about living, working, eating, breathing, and sleeping, and playing in the ATX, make sure to click on that notification button and click on that subscribe button so you get notifications every time that we have a new video. I get calls, texts, emails every day from folks just like you who are thinking about relocating to Austin, and I'm super excited to hear from you.